Alright guys, how's it going? Welcome to episode 1 of my Football Manager 2012 series. In this series I'll be managing a team called Ripon City and trying to get them into the Premier League and hopefully to win the Champions League. This team is made in the editor, but I haven't made everything really overpowered. I've just given us like the average finances and average stadium, average fan base, and you know what I mean. So it is as realistic as it could be. As you can see, we won the Blue Square North in our first season, which was pretty good. First season in the conference we finished 11, I think it was, which wasn't too bad. Our third season was slightly disappointing when we finished 12th, but that's mainly because I just holidayed the last 12 games of the season because I knew we weren't going to get into the promotion places, and the assistant manager fucked up, so he was sacked. And this season we finished 4th, but we failed. We got to the final of the playoffs and we were beaten by Mansfield, which was quite disappointing, but hopefully this season we can push on and get a automatic promotion through winning the league. Just have a quick look at the squad that we've got. Most of these players are regens, because I made the game myself. I didn't actually make all of the individual players or assign individual players to the team, so I just got given a random set. But hardly any of these players were actually in the original team I was given at the start of my Blue Square North season. The only players that have managed to survive are Glenn Matthews, who's mainly backup now. He's 20, but he's not a great player. Adam Bennett, he was instrumental in the first season in the Blue Square North. He played quite a vital role in the defensive midfield position, but I've managed to phase him out of the squad. He's not of great ability. As you can see, he's fairly pacey, but his defending attributes are quite poor. 10 for tackling, 9 for marking, 4 for heading, so the fact that he's not in our first team is definitely a good thing. Michael Woodford, he's been my captain ever since the beginning. He's 31, but this guy is pretty good. I have him in a sort of defensive midfield role, although he's in the centre of the park. Yeah, influence 20, just, you can't not have him on the pitch, especially when you're this low down. Who else has managed to survive? And Jim Byrne. He was my creative midfielder through the first 3 seasons. Fairly young, decent passing, decent creativity for someone of his age. So yeah, he did well, but we've replaced him with someone a lot better. So look at the transfers. In this season, I have bought in many Irish youth players. For some reason, I've just been able to sign pretty much half of the Irish under 21s team. And they're all of at least the quality to be on my bench, so that was brilliant. I mean, all of these players on freeze. This guy, he might be my first choice central defensive midfielder. If not, he's definitely going to be on the bench. I've got him on a free. Johnny Stewart, I think this guy's from Northern Ireland. Yeah, he's only 20, and look at those stats. He's going to be one for the... So hopefully we can keep hold of him. Maybe League One Championship, depends how he progresses. David Dully, he's a goalkeeper. I don't know whether he's going to be first choice goalkeeper, but he's been performing well in pre-season, so we might give him a run out in the first few games. Dylan Jones, this guy is Welsh, 19, centre back, fairly decent, 15 tackling from a 19-year-old. I couldn't not have him. And finally, Pat Murphy, who is an Irish left back, who is relatively young, decent physical attributes, decent defending attributes here. He's definitely one for the future as well, so I'm fairly pleased with the incomings this season. Outgoings won't really mean much to you at the moment, but hopefully after a couple of seasons it will all go back to normal. What I am thinking of doing is sort of like a spin-off series, but just it'll only be a few episodes just going into the history of Ripon City and what we've managed to achieve. we go on to my biography, it mentions all the things that we've won and our achievements and things like that. We won the Blue Sweat Barker in 2012 and won the English Level Trophy in 2014. So they're the two things that we've managed to win so far, and I'll just go more into the history of the players that played for us and why they've left and things like that. If you're interested, I mean, drop a comment and just say whether you'd be interested in watching things like that. But the primary reason for making this video is just to give you a bit of an insight of where the team are at the moment. For instance, if we look at the average age of the squad, everyone under that line is under 22, and that just gives you an idea of what we've got to look forward to next season and seasons down the line. But the fact that some of these have managed to be in my first team, I think it's quite good. We've only got 3 players over 30. Yeah, we're looking pretty good. Hopefully we won't have to buy many players as we progress through the leagues, especially in League 2 and League 1. I've just finished pre-season. I'll give you a gander at that. I tried to arrange games that would give the highest revenue generated through ticket sales and things, so I've tried to attract a big name opposition. We played Cardiff at home, Bolton, Birmingham, Crystal Palace and Walsall. Cardiff we beat 2-1, Bolton we lost 2-0, which was fairly expected, to be honest. Somehow we beat Birmingham 6-0 and we beat Crystal Palace 5-1 and then we beat Walsall 5-0. Yeah, so there's been quite a lot of goals scored and the defence is looking pretty solid. Barring that 2-0 defeat, we've looked very good. There's just one player I want to speak to you about in particular. He is my French striker, Richie Barrelhead. I don't know how you'd go about pronouncing that name. We'll just call him Richie. Right, Richie's a tank. He scores so many goals. It's just amazing considering we got this guy on free. Pre-season, bear in mind he's only played half a game for all of these games. Scored 2 against Cardiff, didn't score against Bolton in the 2-0 defeat. Scored 1 against Birmingham, 3 against Crystal Palace, and then 3 against Walsall. Yeah, this guy has been very good. And last season as well, I mean, that's 7 goals in 6 games. So yeah, this guy is good. But he does go through droughts, as you can see here. He scored 1 goal in 5 games, which obviously isn't particularly good for a striker. Yeah, speaking of finances, we're relatively well off at the moment, with £136,000. At the end of the first season, I must have messed up the finances in the game because we were down to minus 120,000, so the board had to take out a loan of 130k. But since then it's been relatively steady for these 2 seasons, and then last season it just rocketed. So I'm hoping this next season we'll have enough finance to support us in League 2 and perhaps buy some decent players. You know, what other timing are we on? Like 11 minutes. I need to cut this video down and make it below 10. I was hoping to do a bit of sort of like a live com for our first game of the season, which is at home to Salisbury, I believe. But no, I won't do that. Talking about frequency of the videos, I'm planning to do these approximately like every 10 to 15 league games, but it won't be exactly like that because I don't know, if I'm on a bit of sesh at like 2 o'clock in the morning and I reach my 15 game thing, I don't want to be cracking out a video at 2 in the morning, so I'll just do them as and when I feel the need to. Yeah, like, comment, subscribe, all that stuff, it just helps promote the page. I'd like to thank Hiding in a Cave After You've Lost on FIFA, because the fans on there are actually the main reason I'll be doing this. I got quite a few likes on the comment where I suggested I'll be doing this, so hopefully you guys enjoy the video and want to watch more. Alright, I am going to go watch the Everton Newcastle game, so have a good weekend if I don't speak to you before then, and I will see you in a bit.